EA Sports, and the PGA Tour proudly present the season-long race for the FedEx Cup. From beautiful Pebble Beach, California, it's live second-round coverage of the AT&T Pebble Beach Pro-Am. Well, let's face it, Mother Nature's just showing off this week. Pebble Beach, one of the crown jewels of American sport in all its glory. As we look at the Friday leaderboard, our leader is the former Georgia Bulldog, Keith Mitchell. He's currently at 13 under. And the golfer we'll be watching, definitely in contention, just 3 shots off the lead. That one looking good. It's in the fairway here to start round 2. So you see where this wound up. Just a short pitch for his second. Here we go, 7-footer for birdie. Yeah, that's a good putt. It's a birdie here at 1. And after the 62 yesterday, he'll move to 1 under for his round. Frank, interestingly, this hole number 2 plays as a par 4 for the U.S. Open. It is a par 5. It's absolutely gettable, and players must take advantage.
Certainly, Rich. Off that back tee, really you've got to grab a driver. I know there's bunkers left and right, but the decision is whether that tee shot finishes in the fairway, because if it does, you're going to have a crack at this par 5 and 2. If it doesn't, then you play the layup.
That one going to be in great shape. So following the birdie at 1, a solid drive here at the second. Walking the course today, let's bring in Nota Begay III.
When you find yourself in the fairway on the second at Pebble, you have a great opportunity to take advantage of one of the easiest holes on the course.
That second shot got all the way down by the green, but in the bunker. So we'll have to see what the explosion shot can do from here. Really need a birdie right now.
Oh boy, just about flew that one in the hole. Luckily got it to stop. Not a bad shot. Yes, can't ask for a better start to a round than this. It is back-to-back birdies at 1 and 2. And he moves to 2 under for his round, 12 under all told. Third hole, Frank, this is a fun little par 4. Not too long, but the emphasis here is on putting the ball in the right spot, isn't it?
It certainly is. You have to know how far you carry it, because if you take a line at that sort of third bunker there on the right side, on a direct line at the left edge of that, it's about 250 yards to get to the sort of start of the fairway. From there, you're only 100 yards in, so just find your point, your aiming point.
Oh, a miss there. That is way right. Long drive, but a bad lie.
Wicked.
We'll remind you that coming up next week, we move from the serenity of the Pacific Ocean here at Pebble Beach to a scene that will be anything but calm. That is the Waste Management Phoenix Open down at TPC Scottsdale. Frank, I always think different venues, sort of different soundtracks. Pebble is crashing waves with Argyle sweaters. The Waste Management Phoenix Open, it's like a nightclub in Prague at about 2 in the morning.
And I've been to Prague too, yeah. Except Prague doesn't have the 700,000 people. It's the greatest gate. Some say the greatest show on grass. It really is. That 16th hole, I'll tell you just one quick little story. Tom Watson, in his heyday with the late Bruce Edwards on the bag, it was the one hole he changed his routine. He would get Bruce to go ahead to the tee, all those people around, and he'd just say, give me the club and hit it. It was the one time he broke tradition. It's absolute frenzy at Scottsdale.
Nicely done. It is a par here at the third, and he'll remain 1 shot back. With Stillwater Bay on the right, this is Pebble's picturesque 333-yard par 4 fourth. Tee shot could be anything from long iron to driver, but beware of the 9 bunkers surrounding the fairway and green.
Well, that drive was enormous. I know it's in the rough, but that is long.
So from the rough, his second here at the 4th. Let's see if he can knock this in. It's for birdie. Not much to that. It is a birdie here at 4, and he'll move to 3 under here. Just one shot off the lead. So here we are, Frank, the 5th hole, the first of the 4 par 3s at Pebble Beach. It doesn't get all the love that some of the others do, but this one has the players' attention. There's no doubt about it.
Yeah, it certainly does, Rich. Everybody wants to take a picture, down by the 7th, 17th hole, famous par 3. Remember Jack Nicklaus's 1-iron, but believe me, I think this hole is every bit as tough as 17.
And that one not on the green, but not in a terrible spot either. Sitting up in the short grass. That one finished off. It is a par here at 5, and he's going to remain one shot off the pace. Well, this is where the excitement starts to build early in a round at Pebble Beach. I know it's the 6th, but you're coming into possibly one of the greatest stretches in all of golf. This is a 498-yard par 5, goes up the hill, Pacific Ocean in the distance, chance to make an eagle here, and chance to feel really good about where you're headed. Yeah, sensational shot here. On and two on the par 5. And Frank, a good look at eagle.
Yeah, you're exactly right, Rich. Two good shots into this par 5 and a chance to be more than well rewarded.
Maybe you look to the heavens here. That didn't need much more. Okay, well done there. It's a birdie here at the 6th. And he's got it to 14 under par. Frank, there are certain spots in sport that kind of steal your breath. Starters gate at the Kentucky Derby, home plate at Fenway Park, maybe top of the hill if you ski at Kitzbühel, 7th tee at Pebble Beach. Absolutely is one of those special places.
Just over 100 yards, Rich. It's the ultimate, I don't know, piece of cake. Where that's what it looks like, but then you try and taste it, and you want a little more, and then you realize you've just bitten off more than you can chew.
Okay, center of the green. Good shot. This will be a 14-foot putt here. Yeah, well done. It's back-to-back birdies here on this front side. He moves to 15 under. We head now to the 416-yard 8th hole, one of the premier par 4s in golf. Fairway wood or long iron off the tee, giving way to a long approach over the cliffs and a yawning chasm below. From the fairway, let's go to Noda.
Aggressive off the tee, ball lucky not to run out of fairway and into the ocean, but now sitting in an ideal spot with access to the green.
Well, had a good look at the green, but couldn't cash it in. In the rough now, wondering what might have been. Okay, good roll there. It is a par here at the 8th, and this will remain a one-shot advantage.
Frank, you might be tempted to just stare off at the Pacific Ocean. It's right there, but you'd also better have your focus on what is one of the more challenging par 4s in the game.
Yeah, this stretch, 8, 9, 10, demands just not just concentration, but really great shots. The tee shot here has to be struck absolutely flush down that left side. And the reason why, if you look closely, is this fairway, just everything moves to the right. So if you sort of pitch it in the middle of the fairway or the right-hand side of the fairway, it's going to go in the rough and leave you a really difficult second shot. So a great drive here is rewarded.
Looking for a strong finishing kick here on this Friday to get set up for the weekend, and that another good drive here. Ken in the back left today as he'll stare down this second to the par 4. Here we go.
Oh, pumped up there. That's a little too long and consequently going back down the hill now. Going to require some touch.
Now this for another birdie. Yes, rolls it right in. A birdie here at 10. And he's opened up a 2-shot lead here in round 2.
Well, this is where Pebble Beach changes significantly. We're going away from the Pacific Ocean now, up the hill toward the forest. Frank, what do you think of the 11th hole?
Well, it's tricky, Rich. Number one, because it's blind, as you've detailed, but uphill and it's sea level, so that tee shot's not going to go that far. There is a run out down that left side, just inside the tree line there. That's about 308 yards, but you're not going to go that far. So really, you have to respect this hole. Just hit a fairway finder. Well, that one's finished in the first cut. It's going to be a little bit harder to spin it from there with a little bit of grass around the ball, but still not too bad. Nobody's happy after that shot. Oh, I mean, that was one up from disastrous, really.
Oh no, that never had a chance.
So that brushed in for par here at 11, and he's going to stay 2 clear of the field. This 12th hole certainly not as famous as some of the other par 3s here at Pebble Beach, like number 7 or 17, but 12's a good one at 202 yards. Ideally, you want to work this right to left, just a baby draw, and try to get it to land softly because the green tends to be really firm. A very sensible play there, right in the middle of the green. Chance now for another birdie. Not that time. Pretty good effort, but it'll wander a couple of feet by. That one safely in, and it's a par here at 12. And the lead's going to remain 2.
Frank, the 13th hole doesn't get as much fanfare as some of the more picturesque par 4s here at Pebble Beach. Just curious, what do you think of this 13th hole?
I think it's a good hole, Rich, because it rewards you. You can certainly make 3. I remember when Tony Jacklin actually made an eagle here, but it's very easy to mess up, purely because they added those 3 bunkers in on the right side that start at 260 yards and finish at just over 290 yards. What that has done to this hole is actually shrunk the fairway to just 35 yards wide.
Little bit of an awkward distance for this, his second. Good soft hands. That is nicely done. Birdie putt now moving to his right. Oh, goodness, that is too bad. That would have been a good birdie, but not to be. Okay, safely in for par here at 13, and he's going to remain at -16. We arrive now at the 582-yard par 5 14th. It is one of the hardest holes on the PGA Tour, year in, year out. This is a bear. This may be a touch right. Looking for a strong finishing kick here on this Friday to get set up for the weekend, and that another good drive here.
Frank, a chance here to get home in two, a chance maybe to do what Gary Woodland did on his way to winning the 2019 U.S. Open.
Yeah, Gary hit a great 3-wood, but I don't even think he was trying to hit that on the green. Look at that big gaping bunker left and short of that green. You would think that's to be avoided, but no. That's actually where you want to finish up, because it's such a hard pitch shot. There's no point laying up. If you can get it into that front bunker, it's a relatively simple splash out shot. One of the few times you want to hit your second shot into a greenside bunker.
Just a bit too much on the second shot on this par 5, but shouldn't have too much trouble getting it up and down for the birdie.
Look at the touch. That's really well done.
Easy does it there. It's a birdie at 14, and he draws 3 shots clear on this Friday.
Here at the 15th, a good drive, Frank, would be right down the middle. A bad drive would be on 17-mile drive. As scenic as it is, it's not where you want to be, is it? It's out of bounds.
Well, you can't afford to go right. You can't afford to pay for that real estate on the right either. So, yeah, anything down there. And fortunately, it's a downhill tee shot. I know there's sort of 4 bunkers really down the left side, but really it's the pop bunker that has to be avoided. Well, that drive was enormous. I know it's in the rough, but that is long.
See what he can do with this one. His second at the 15th. Just want to avoid the flyer lie coming out of that rough. Now this for another birdie. Now, that's a good opportunity unfulfilled. Okay, a solid par here at the 15th. He's going to hold on to that 3-shot lead. We now begin one of the most beautiful stretches of finishing holes in all of golf. The march to the sea at Pebble Beach, starting with a 400-yard par 4 16th. Key here, carry the island bunker. So that ball nestles down in the rough. Just got away a little bit on that tee ball. Okay, not the intended plan there, as this ball is going to wind up a foot or two off the green. Got it there, but not quite on target. Okay, that'll be a par here at 16, and this will remain a 3-shot lead.
Well, here we are, 17th hole, and this is where you can make your mark on the sport. Frank, so much history at this par 3.
It's just a great hole too, Rich. You know, that hourglass-shaped green on the angle. But you're right when you talk about history. You go back to 1972, and this hole played into the breeze. It was a one-iron for Jack Nicklaus. He said one of the greatest shots he ever hit. Actually hit the flagstick, nearly went in. And, of course, one of my favorites is 1982. Tom Watson had missed this green to the left, and the late Bruce Edwards was his caddy. And they were looking for options because they were in such a perilous situation with the US Open on the line. And Watson said, well, what about if I just hole it? And if you look really closely at the footage, as Watson starts to run across the green, he's pointing his finger back at Bruce and saying, I told you so. And then just a few years ago, too, Gary Woodland hit a chip it on this green and made 3.
Now from the bunker.
Just a little splash out on this par 3.
Okay, not bowed out of the sand, and that's what will remain, trying to grind out a par. Yeah, that's a good putt. It is in for par here at 17. And he'll hold tight at 17 under par. Well, here we are now at arguably the greatest finishing hole in golf. 536-yard par 5. Pacific Ocean, massive fairway bunker stretching more than 100 yards on the left, and cypress trees. Just a few of the things you need to contend with. Looking for a strong finishing kick here on this Friday to get set up for the weekend, and that another good drive here. definitely within range of getting home in two. This, his second.
Well, Frank, it is a pleasant walk under any circumstances, but how good is it when you've knocked it on in two here at the 18th at Pebble Beach?
It's a lot better than picking one out of the Pacific Ocean, Rich. That was just a great shot. And finally, you can exhale. The job is nearly finished.
Chance now for another birdie. Yeah, it's a birdie at the last. And this will be a second round score of 64. That is very well done. So another look at the leaderboard, and you'll almost do a double take, Frank. Our featured golfer with a